Welcome. Today is part 2 of working with a body scanning technique. Just a bit of background before we begin again. Working with mindfulness of the body is the first foundation of mindfulness according to the Satipatthana Sutta, which is a ancient Buddhist text on developing a mindfulness practice. So implicit in this, and as we've been working often, is awareness of breathing. And before moving into awareness or more fine-tuned mindfulness of the body, it's recommended that you get kind of comfortable with working with breath awareness meditation. And so through many of the meditations so far, the breath has either been a center point or it's been somewhere in the picture. We're adding, as mentioned last time, a layer into meditative awareness. The breath will be more or less in the background and sometimes coming to the foreground, but we're going to shift the light of our awareness through our body. Last time we looked at very few places in the body. If I can count, I'll probably be wrong, but it was around 5. Today we're going to get through more places in the body, I think, but we're going to do so in a pattern sequential way. So we're going to be starting from the top and working down. And there's also techniques where you start from the bottom of your body and work up, and one is no better than the other, but there can be, certain reasons why you may prefer one over the other. But just know that's the order of events that we'll be working through today. And what's a benefit in working with this kind of pattern is it makes it possible for you to practice this technique unguided. So the pattern is essentially your guide. Okay, so let's start. As always, find a comfortable place for your body. If you're lying down, perhaps you place something underneath your knees so your back is really comfortable. If you're sitting, consider a chair, or if a cushion or block help to give your hips more space, then that can be a favorable way to set up your body too. Okay, and then soften your eyelids and let your body move around a little bit. This can be just rocking back and forth or side to side. So you create a little bit of room for stillness. And just as you're ready, begin to find the anchor, the foundation, where your body meets the surface below you. Down through your hips, feet, or legs. And if you're lying on your back, maybe this is your whole back body. So recognize how gravity draws you down and helps you become still. But at the same time, especially if you're sitting, that there's a gentle lift through your chest and the crown of your head. Also allow a softness to come to your face. So there's nothing that you're trying to do with your face. And notice the flow of your breath. And if it helps you to take a couple of deep breaths, just to get acquainted with the feelings of breathing, then go ahead. Allow the feelings of breathing to be a constant friend. The awareness of breathing always nearby. Then bring your attention to your forehead, the whole space of your forehead. And Notice if there's any tension held there. What kind of feelings show up when you notice your forehead? Sometimes when we bring our attention to a place in our body, it feels bigger than it normally does. So this may or may not be the case for you with your forehead. Now let's move down a little further. Take your attention to your nose, your whole nose, the nostrils and the bridge of your nose as well. What kind of feelings are present? Is there any difference in the feeling of one side to the other? Your nose. Okay, now let's move off center. Bring your attention to your left cheek. Your left cheek. Sometimes when we notice a place in our body, there's a tingling of sensation. Sometimes it becomes like a pulse of feeling. Sometimes it's a feeling of stillness, but a little extra heaviness or lightness. And moving over to the other side, your right cheek. And don't worry if switching sides feels a little bit difficult. Sometimes our attention lingers before it moves. And inside. Turn towards your right cheek. And without comparing it to anything else you've felt so far, what is this like? Now bring your attention down to your chin. Your chin. What feelings exist, or maybe what you don't feel is even noticed when you pay attention to your chin. And any time you notice your mind is moved towards something else. If your inner voice is overtaking the light of your attention, notice your breath again. This constant pulse that reminds you that here you are. Right now, and that you can move your attention again. Let's move down now to your throat, the front of your neck. What do you feel as you observe the front of your neck and throat? Is there stillness? Is there change? No sensation is a better sensation to have than another. And some parts of your body are going to be easier or harder to feel. That's very natural. Moving down to your left shoulder. Let yourself feel the whole surface of your left shoulder. This can be as expansive as it needs to be for your shoulder to show up in awareness. And as we move further away from your head, then try to bring your attention directly to your shoulder without trying to stretch your attention from your eyes to your shoulder. Just let yourself be right in close to the feelings of your shoulder. Switching sides, move your attention to your right shoulder. Over to your right shoulder. You may even feel some motion in your shoulder from the force of your breath. Some gentle motion. What you also might notice about your shoulder or any part of your body is that it may be touching your clothing. And that can create sensation too. Your right shoulder. We're going to go for a big area. Bring your attention to your rib cage. The expanse of your rib cage. Working with an area of your body that's bigger like this, and also one that's surely moving. This may make it easier to sense, or it may be too much. Just as best as you can. Notice your rib cage. Now bring your awareness down to your lower back. The small of your back. Maybe you can sense pressure there or touch from clothing. Maybe your lower back holds feelings from the inside out. What is there? What do you notice with your lower back? Your attention to the front to your belly. You can choose a more expansive space, like the front of your torso, or focus your attention towards your navel, whatever feels easiest to show up in the light of awareness. And you sense change when you notice your belly. And noticing your belly may remind you of the breath, the movement of breathing. Opening the field of awareness wider, try to include all the feelings of change that come from breathing. Where in your body is moving with the breath? Is there any limit? While you stay anchored in the way the ground comes up and meets your body, helping to hold stillness, your body is still afloat to the rhythm of your breath. Thank you for your practice. And just before we close, so we went through the upper body today. With more time, you would keep going, moving down right towards your feet. So as mentioned, there's different patterns that you can work through with the body, but there is no special intention in just doing our upper body. It was that we'll pursue moving further in another part. So thank you again. Namaste.